Alright, so previously on Coyote Junction, we was downtown working on this modern skyline, all types of region packs going on. We gonna expand on that in this episode. Now, I asked a community question, what kind of sports team do y'all think Coyote Junction would have? I got a lot of good answers. Definitely, I was kind of leaning towards football, but somebody pointed out that, this region of America, baseball would be huge. And they right. Plus, we already got a football field. So I felt like it's way more of a challenge to take all these pieces and make a baseball stadium. And I mean, I'm going to put lots of custom decals and all types of nonsense in it to make it even more. I don't like using the word realistic. I'm just going to say dope. Now, I'm definitely going to preference the whole video by saying I'm not no architect. I'm not even no baseball head like that. So I know it's going to be people that can't wait to get in the comments and tell me how wrong it is. And I don't care.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Trust me, bro. I don't care. I'm just having fun playing City Skylines and kind of making something that I really haven't seen nobody do. And if they have did it, they ain't did it no type of way how I'm about to do it. So right now y'all can see me recoloring everything to match them Coyote Junction outlaw colors. We're gonna flip a couple of these bleacher colors too, and I'm gonna lay out just this grass in the middle just so I can kind of mark where the field is. And I'm also just going back and filling in these little empty gaps. Y'all can see me kind of jugging and finessing and really kind of making sure I'm doing the best I can so stuff doesn't overlap or just look too ridiculous. This is just the outer shell though. Again, we're gonna go in with some levels of detail to make this come across. Right now I'm lining this back wall with just a green, the hedge. Usually baseball fields, they had those mats that they be running and hitting them on the wall when they catching and stuff, but we ain't really got that in the game. So I'm just going to use a hedge. And before I got too crazy with it, I wanted to make sure I laid out, a giant parking lot. I didn't want to use a parking deck. And I mean, it's not actually functional. It's not like a bunch of people gonna be down here. I didn't want to put a subway or some ridiculousness attached to it because at the end of the day, this is for right now until we get some blocks. Purely aesthetic. There ain't gonna be not that game going on down here at the stadium, but that don't mean we can't have fun. That don't mean we can't build something that might inspire somebody to do something that maybe is a little bit more functional. So right now I'm using some of the new Japanese, they're not retaining walls, they're just residential walls, but I'm lining the whole side of the stadium. You see, because I raised the stadium up because I wanted it to be like a little bit, have a bigger profile. So I'm making sure I go back and fill all that in as much as I can with the brick Japanese joints. On the front side here, we need like a grand reception area. Since this isn't an actual stadium, it's just pieces cobbled together, we had to build like the little front entrance, the main gate, I guess. I'm also using some of these stair assets that I downloaded to I'm actually gonna have to switch those out because you see they got the little rails at the top. I don't like them rails, but I'm just kind of laying out the shape of this front, receiving area. You kind of walk up here, you go through the main doors, it's tickets, it's popcorn and stuff being sold. You work your way around, you get to your seat. So I switched out the stairs. Y'all can see I'm going with the dark gray joint. So we're going to line all this up with some surfaces and stuff so it sticks out a little bit better. But I wanted to go through as best I could and make sure stuff kind of lined up. Skate boxes will be kind of the platform, and I really had to finesse these together because of the shape of everything. So you can see me kind of lining those up, and then we'll hit the outer part of it with some of these Japanese fences. They got a lot of cool props that came with the Japanese region pack, by the way, man. Just a little garden prop. You'll see me use them all through this episode, man. So many things, including some of the houses. We're gonna finesse them in a different way than we did in the last episode, just to show you can use the same asset, but in a lot of different ways. Now right now I'm putting the X-Men logo in the front. I don't know why it looks like that, but I just wanted to have something to kind of break up the terrain. I didn't want it to be solid. We'll put a lot of details and stuff on it, including some shrubberies, and we'll put these palms out front. It's definitely gonna feel like a main entrance when we get done with it. I'm lining everything with some bollards, and I wanted to take a little second to make some custom planters, like really go in using the skate boxes as the dirt, and I'm also using my stone benches. So you can see I put these all around the front just to make it feel, again, going for that front entrance, that main gate kind of feel. We'll definitely throw some bushes down as well and some trash cans. I'm also gonna go ahead and put some of those screen ads down, but we're gonna flip the colors to black, and we'll come back and put some custom stuff on that later on. But I just want to kind of get a feel for the area. On the side, on the left side, I felt like, you know what? Boom, team store. See, this is what I mean by y'all might see somebody do it, but are they gonna go where I'm gonna go with it? So we're gonna have a team store on one side. We're gonna line up everything with some bollards, especially our parking lot. And on this side right here, I'm using the food. It's called like a food court, food something. It's a unique building, but I'm using a static version of that on the side, and we'll make that just kind of that, you know, adjoining clubhouse. People come through and get, you know, them $15 hamburgers that you know they selling up in there. And we'll take a second to put some different types of surfaces down so everything doesn't look so homogeneous. And I'm using paths to like line things in this episode. I did that one time in the last episode, but that's starting to be one of my little go-to tactics. I can't remember who I saw do it, but it was really just a clever way to make the shapes a lot cleaner, working with the surfaces that, you know, the way it is now with the click motion. It's not exactly clean. I'm also using some of these roof props. I spun them around and I'm using them as like support pillars since I raised up the building. And one of the first custom things we'll do is the name of the stadium. It's gonna be First Skylines Stadium. Y'all know that they got that bank money up in here, and we're gonna go ahead and start laying down some of our custom, you know, details for the outside of the stadium. I saw this on like the Cardinals Stadium or something. They had those really big giant murals with the players on the outside. I'm also gonna go through and add our screen decals that we made. We got some random stuff from the city, and then we got some that are definite like team graphics, buying season tickets, the joints with the player on the side standing there like he doing the action movie pose. Man, we got all that. I definitely didn't want to just be reusing the same thing over and over again, so this took a few restarts. Also, shout out my guy Booty Addict, yo. That's such a wild name to say. Shout out my guy though, because without him, some of what I was doing wouldn't have been possible. Some of my decals were glitching out. I couldn't figure it out, and between him and a couple of guys in the Sully Discord, they really kind of helped me do this. It wouldn't have been possible. I would have got stuck and gave up. So I'm shout out to them dudes. Y'all can see we got the team store graphic down, and this building is on the side of like a main, you know, avenue, but we're not going to detail up the avenue. We just worried about the stadium on this episode. Now I kind of wanted to force some pedestrian traffic so y'all can see me finessing that park right there and kind of putting some invisible paths. On the other side, I'm gonna slide some of these bollards down. We want to be able to drive buses all the way up in the front for like fan appreciation day. Speaking of the fans, we're gonna recolor some of these tents and make, you know, they selling merch and all types of stuff. They probably got like face painting going on. You can get you a hot dog and buy you a pit bull puppy all right here in these little tents, man. So we'll hit them with some details and make the tents a little fancier, show a little bit more team spirit. While I was doing that, I thought, you know, we could put some of those racks on the outside of the team store too, and we'll even recolor them later on so they match. I felt like we definitely had to have at least one giant custom billboard somewhere around here. I've been bad about getting my billboards, man. I'm supposed to have way more billboards, so we'll make sure we kind of slide this one over to the corner of the parking lot. Kind of feels more realistic to be right there up against the street, and we'll spin that around. Mercy is for church. Y'all make sure y'all support Outlaws Baseball. So right here, still using my cutout path method. I really didn't know how to fill this space, right? So I felt like let's make a crazy kind of fountain installation. But before we even get to that, I dropped them bollards down because I said I wanted the buses to pull right up, man. Like I said, it's fan day. The players hopping right off the buses, taking pictures, boom, boom, boom. We having fun. We supporting our city right here. So you see I got the custom joints on the side, everything wrapped up, and we gonna wrap up all this detailing. So y'all hang out.
After a hard day of arguing on social media with your ops,
they're gonna try to belittle you. They're gonna try to cellulize your name. They're gonna try to sabotage you.
Relax with us right here on K104, The Edge.
All right, y'all. Today we got a high of 103, lows of 98. We are definitely in the middle of a heat wave, people.
Oh my God, the air conditioner in my car has broken. I thought I was gonna die. I was driving around all morning giving out water to unhoused people.
Yeah, it's a scorcher out there. Now, I told the guy across the street, when I get home, if that dog is still tied up to that tree, I'm going to stick my foot so far up his ass, he's going to have to reach past my sock to wipe.
That is a really disturbing image, Waffles. Oh, by the way, I walked in on my cousins listening to your podcast. They are so weird. Like, they really think you have some secret to life.
Because I do have the secret. And for all those listeners out there, the station has told me explicitly not to promote the Waffle House podcast on all streaming media right now, on company time at all, and they do not in any way, shape, or form support said podcast if it does exist.
Wait, you really called it the Waffle House?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, just go ahead and play a clip. I'm too big to fire.
It's a Waffle House.
No, that's definitely not the craziest thing I think I ever seen. Was it was 96. I was standing outside of a club in LA talking to the late great Paul Mooney. And all of a sudden, we see Michael Jackson come out of the club. This is the king of pop right here, Michael Jackson. And he just starts beating up some guy. We look over, and the guy he's beating up is Tupac Shakur.
Damn, I heard about that. Is that a true story?
I swear to God, man, he slapped 4 mixtapes out of Tupac in front of a whole crowd.
So, damn, what happened next?
Well, after that, me and Paul, we went and got some breakfast burritos.
Damn, it amazed me how you just remember it so clearly like that.
I definitely can remember it clearly because this was the same week they brought back the McRib.
It's a Waffle House.
So I added a few details to our tunnel that's coming up from right there, and now I'm kind of back in the parking lot, just adding a little bit of distress, a little bit of use. I didn't want to go like, decal crazy. This is a newer stadium, so I wanted to have like a newish kind of feel. This is a newish part of the city. Right now I'm putting down a little security booth in case anybody in the parking lot is acting too much of a fool, and then we're gonna kind of jump into the actual stadium and start doing some of this inside stuff. Now I know this shape is crazy. I also know that the outfield is way too big, but it was a battle between field shape and stadium shape. I had to find a median, so I'm just trying to get it as close as I can. I know one thing I can say for certain. Before I started building this part of the city, I was kind of running out of steam a little bit. I was like, I don't know where I can go next with it, but this right here, this definitely restored me back. This whole kind of downtown project using, some of the more modern stuff while we waiting to get some more stuff that can work in some low bottom areas. And I'm still picking stuff here and there. I think next episode we're going to have a little something from the Japanese pack that I'm like, this could kind of be repurposed into something else. But, for right now, I got to find the fun where it is instead of sitting around complaining about, what I wish we had. So I'm sprinkling around some decals on the field. I think it's more like a football thing. And the last inside here thing that I wanted to do, one of the last inside thing here I wanted to do is lay out some of the billboards and stuff. Now we're going to go back and put custom stuff on all these, but I wanted to kind of get a feel for how I should spread them out so they don't be all jumbled up on top of each other, basically. And we definitely gonna rock that Bev Pop, and we'll go ahead and start putting some of the ones that we already have that came from packs we already downloaded, like this TikTok joint, and we'll put one of our new joints right here on the side. And the rest of these I kind of had to go make. So we got the show. I think it's a video game, and we got one of our players on there, and we'll also have Wilson, not to be confused with the one from the movie. And this last one we'll put, this is like a betting site I found. I was going to use like FanDuel or something, but this was way more for baseball. And then we'll throw this circular 26.9 joint. Up here, I wanted to expand the announcer's booth a little bit so you can see I went and did that. And one of the last steps was me making some fake stadium lights. They aren't lights. These are like scoreboards that I kind of finessed into the shape, but it's really just so the profile up against the rest of the skyline just looks good, man. Let's fly in. Let's see what we got. Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, I like it. So now we're gonna build like a little tiny piece of a neighborhood. This is right outside this. I kind of wanted to include this in this episode because I'm bad at transitions, and I felt like if I didn't go ahead and figure it out right now, it might just turn into some slush industrial area or something like that. And it can't be like that for where this is in the city. We got to put industrial stuff on the other side of this. Right here, we got Skyline and stuff. So I wanted to figure out a way to kind of use definitely some of our region pack stuff. Just finesse me a little neighborhood that kind of at least felt, I'm so close to broke. Y'all see how broke I am? Well, I'm going broke every second. I got to build this real slow. So we're going to, let the game sim for a while and get some money up. But I'm going to continue to lay out as much road network as I can. Now, this is where we're going to cut it off for this episode right here as it goes under this underpass. We won't go past that in this episode. We'll drop this down. Y'all know I like messing with layers and levels. And we don't have node controller yet, so I gotta make nodes the old-fashioned way. And we'll delete our excess roads, and we'll go ahead and start lining this up with some different surface tools. Down here, I know I'm gonna turn that into a little parking lot. I can already kind of see what I'm gonna do, but y'all already know I'm not big on sandbox and stuff. I like to build stuff when I'm building it. If I build it and then I try to build it again, I'll be too obsessed with how I built it before that I'm not even having no fun. So this is one of the episodes for sure that I was like, hey, I'm building a stadium, I'm building a neighborhood. I just started going and it turned out how it turned out. And I'm not gonna lie, I really like it, especially like this little block right here. Now y'all saw me use some of these buildings in the last episode, but what you'll see me do in this episode is I'm gonna stack another one on top of it. I'm gonna put some walls and some windows in, and it's just gonna bring the height of that building up to match what's across the street a little bit more. I also need to switch out a building or two that's kind of been getting on my nerves. These region packs came out right when I started building this downtown. If I'd have waited like 1 or 2 days, I would have had a few more modern buildings in the mix. So I had to kind of use what I could, and we're gonna go switch a couple of those out on this episode. I don't want to kick a bunch of people out their house though. We need them taxes to stay right where they are. We so close to broke right now. Every time I go to put a bunch of trees down, I'll be panicking. So right now I'm hitting it with some surfaces, and here I'm doing the stack method I was telling you about. I'm lining it up just to where it ain't nothing aggressively overhanging. And the parts that we can't get all the way right, we're gonna line that up with some the white Japanese walls. And we also got this cube prop that I downloaded from a Discord that I'm in. I don't use it a lot because the texture on the top is a little funny style. It flickers, but it's gonna be kind of hidden on this episode. We're not just gonna be focused on it, so I felt like it would kind of work for right here. And I need to cover up that garage. We'll put a sitting area, maybe some plants or some flower beds, something just to make it feel less like a car used to drive out of the front of it, and more like, no, this is a condo. It's upstairs. You see, we got that front door. I can't even really. I'm gonna do something about that later on. We just worried about the overall look for right now. Speaking of overall look, we're gonna jump down to the street and add just a little flower bed installation down here, just to break up the monotony of all that asphalt we put down. And while we're doing stuff and adding, people, we might as well go ahead and add one of these Japanese regional pack buildings right here. And it's not gonna be flush on the corner. We'll put like a little gap so we got room for the roundabout to breathe. And then we'll add in a couple of these little tower buildings right here. Now it came in 2 different sizes. That's fortunate for me, but you can see I kind of tried to match the height that was already there. And the last part of what I'm gonna do as far as the housing for this right here is I'm gonna take some of my, y'all know I call this the Coyote Junction method. We're gonna take some of these low rent joints, put them at different heights, and we just gonna kind of sink them in the ground. I went through a lot of assets to try to figure out which one might actually fit inside there with multiple people, with 5 or 6 families. I really couldn't find a solution for that. So as of right now, these buildings are purely aesthetic, nary a resident. No rent is getting collected out of any of these, but we're gonna treat it like it is. See, if you can see this is what I was this is what I had in mind. This backside view pause out of that parking lot. You see how all that kind of crawls and it feels like it fits? Pause, mostly. That's all I was going for, man. I'm feeling the views. What we need to do now is put the lotion on. I'm gonna play the radio though. I'm done talking.
It's the Big Ass Morning Show with the People's Champ, DJ Waffles, and Taylor Motherfucking Split.
That is top shelf white woman right there.
K104, The Edge.
All right, we got a few church announcements. I am officially this year's announcer for Outlaws Baseball. Y'all make sure y'all all come out and support the home team.
I saw some of the new billboards when I was driving into work this morning. I mean, we look really, really cool, by the way, but how the hell did you get that job, Waffles? Because I thought you were still canceled.
Well, no, what it was is I got canceled for that old tweet where I was kind of making a joke about Jews and gay guys, but then somebody found an even older YouTube video where I was hanging out with some Jews and some gay guys, so it all kind of balanced itself out in cancel court.
Hey, tell him I'm top two, not two, ayy. Tell me what I gotta do, ayy. Double shot of the deuce, ayy. Money put me in the mood, 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 ayy. Money put me in the mood. I've been in a mix like checks, not giving 2 F's, and the labels trying to keep me in a scope like Gefton. Sign on the check, need 3 shout half wine by the bottle, and we getting deep like Stephen. Wasn't gonna tell you about last night, but I went out and it still wasn't lit as my session. I was in the bathroom kissing on damn, think he plays for the I'm not taking no questions. I've been like this since Slim was the real one. That's what everybody think I got a deal from. Throwing punches at me, I don't feel none. Still haven't dropped where the fans get a meal from. Yelling fetus at me like they've been up in the womb. Okay, here it is, bada bing, bada boom. I was grabbing on a stick like broom. I've been running this shit, what's new? Ayy, tell him I'm top two, not two, ayy. Tell me what I gotta do, ayy. Double shot of the deuce, ayy. Money put me in the mood, 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 ayy. Haven't heard from you in months. I know you're not trying to hit me to get on a guest list. I used to hate you for that. The downgrade is crazy, speak of my exes. Stop trying to call my phone. It's blacks on blacks like I'm playing Tetris. With a European now, and he got a yardstick, you know metrics. Fuck it, whatever. He just want me round his pole like a tether. He gotta get out the desert, want me in a ring, but I'm not as a feather. I'm rising, I'm leaving, I'm bobbing, I'm spinning. Diving in this ocean, he lost in the deep end. You get a beat if it's knocking his Felix. Ice on me, but I don't chill, I'm just heated. Yeah, he a player, but he can't get win. Call me nanny, I'ma sit that kid. Put on any beat and I'ma rip that bitch. Ass so fat, how I get this thick. 5 times 2, I'm bad as they come. Hearts on him and that garçon come. That's how we do it where I'm from. I make that shit go dumb. Tell him I'm top two, not two, ayy. Tell me what I gotta do, ayy. Double shot of the deuce, ayy. Money put me in the mood, 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 ayy.
Yo, I really like how that creator graffiti just it hits on that white wall, man. Shout out my guy El Gendo and shout out my guy Canadian Moose. Gang gang, gang gang.
Yeah, that's my boy, nigga. We rep the same smart tech.
All right, so now this spot right here was bothering me, man. They wanted me to zig. I had to hit them with a zag. They wanted me to do skate park, little fruit stand or something. Nah, cuz we're gonna go through these assets. We're gonna see what we got. Boom, Japanese pack. Boom. We're going to hit these garden props up and make us a little custom multi-storied coffee shop right here on this little spot. We're going to make this little thing way more built up in the future around it. The spot will make, the location will make more sense maybe in the next episode or the next episode after that. But I was future planning. I was already thinking this little spot right here is going to kind of be a hub where these white walls are. It's going to be a lot of people moving. We might even put a bus stop right here. What will be on the outside of that? So I definitely want any excuse that I can use to use any of those new assets and props that came in the region pack. So I'll be hunting. I'll be looking, man. Little metal shed. I'm trying to figure out any type of way to use that little metal shed for something, man. Trust me, I'll be trying to figure it out. So we're going to put some more sitting room down here on the bottom, and we'll use some planters to kind of split this up, and we'll throw some. Got to hit it with some lamps, all types. Look at these pergolas, little half pergolas. See, like it's like a half enclosed. I told y'all it was gonna be fancy, man. Look, we ain't playing no games. You need to pull up to the Burn Bean. We got all your coffee needs. I'm talking about we got them flat whites, espressos, lattes. I'm talking about half calf, no foam, my nigga. No foam. We got all that, man. So y'all make sure y'all come through if y'all in the area. I wanted to turn the whole outside into just one giant garden, because I really didn't want to try to wedge no parking lot up in there. This ain't even really no park. This is kind of a walk to, bike to type scenario right here on this little spot anyway. So we'll hit that with the last little bit of details, including this one stone bench. Was actually 2 stone benches and a little bit of sand on the outside. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Look at that view, man. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it, man. You know why this is one of my favorite episodes? Because I stuck it out. When it got difficult, I said, nah, I'm going to figure it out, because that's what we do. We put the sauce on in Coyote Junction. Now, if I could leave y'all with some final words of wisdom, it would be this. In life, you either going to hoe up or you going to blow up. You going to barbecue or you gonna mildew. Let your next move be your best move. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You see, I'm trying to get them out a little bit faster. I got less of an excuse because the game actually works. Now, shout out to all the guys that helped me get it back on track. I'm Kool-Aid. This is Coyote Junction.
Now hit the light, comment and subscribe. Don't be a hater with a voltage regulator. Just like, comment and subscribe. It's red Kool-Aid, not strawberry.